When I was a little kid, one of the life skills that my dad really wanted me to have was the ability to tell jokes correctly and to understand humor. And I do distinctly remember that he would not just laugh politely if I told a joke that wasn't funny. He would work through it with me and say, okay, but the pun doesn't really connect here and blah, blah, blah. Not in a critical way, not in a like, you're so dumb, son way, but again, in a kind of life skills way. And I've grown up to be a lot like him in the sense that I understand where he's coming from. It really bothers me when people, especially people I'm close to, if I had a 5-year-old son, for example, don't understand humor. I mention this because this college humor comic and the people defending it are great examples of not understanding humor, or to be more specific, not understanding why humor sometimes falls flat. In my video where I criticized this comic, many people said that I had actually missed the humor in it. It's a joke, it's satire, it's exaggeration, it's not supposed to be taken literally. The only problem is, it's not satire if it's real. The classic internet joke that atheists eat babies is a joke because it's exaggeration beyond reality. It's mocking the less extreme but real-world idea that atheists are just bad people in general. However, this joke would not be funny if some atheists really did eat babies because, quote, there's no God to stop us. Ha ha ha, yeah right, atheists eat babies. Well, yeah, that is right. If there's no exaggeration, then it's not funny. There's no joke, there's just the fact that some atheists really do eat babies. Ha ha ha! Isn't it funny how that horrible thing I said actually happens exactly how I've described it? What a funny joke. With that being said, I didn't understand that this comic was supposed to be satirical because there was no satire in it. Its statements about how women view the world are not satirical observations, they are not extreme versions of common sentiments. They are the common sentiments. In fact, several people who argued that this comic was satirical exaggeration also claimed to have had the exact same thoughts that this comic listed. Which means it's not exaggeration. Do you see how that works? It's not satire if it's real. I also explained this in a blog post of mine, link in the description, but basically, in the same way that the statement, atheists eat babies, would not be satire if it actually happened somewhere, the statement, feminists hate men, isn't satire because it actually happens. One commenter argued that the word murder is an exaggeration, and it just means general violence and harassment. Well, then the authors should have chosen a different word because murder is a real, well-defined fear that women do voice. There is a legitimate fear of actually being murdered in the literal sense of the word. You might as well tell someone, yeah, I know I said I broke my arm, but what I really meant is that I sprained my wrist. I'm sorry that you misunderstood. This seems to be a recurring problem for the far left where they simply don't understand how satire works. Or, more specifically, they don't seem to understand that it's not satire if it's real. In fact, the YouTuber Philip Rose, the True Puka, encountered this exact same problem just a few days ago.
So I took my white maleness and fucked off and dealt with the issue on my own to the best of my ability. So if this think piece was intended as satire, it fell flat because I experienced this sort of regressive attitude in real life on a regular basis.
I'm going to say it again because apparently a lot of people still don't get it. It's not satire if it's real.